What's up guys, it's Anubify here, and today I'm going to be showing you the builds I am currently running with my Ivara. And of course I am going to add in a budget build for Tenno out there that aren't in possession of corrupted or drift mods yet, because it's just nice to share. Firstly though, I was asked by a subscriber to put in weapon suggestions into the builds, to better emphasize how you should build, what weapons you should take more preference over. So I'm going to do that. I am going to do that for you guys. So let's start off. Ivara herself is a stealth based frame. She is a huntress, let's say, but she has stealth abilities and the ability to incapacitate enemies with sleep, which is great because it does set up the stage for finisher damage, which for those of you out there that do not know, for those of you out there that do not know, finisher damage is great because it does incredible amounts of damage. So if you have a weapon with Crimson Dervish, a dagger with Covert Lethality, or even a hammer, yes, you didn't hear wrong, even a hammer, like the Jack tag that is in possession of the mod Finishing Touch, it will absolutely decimate an enemy that is incapacitated. Level 135 bailiffs and bombards die instantly. Even with an unranked Covert Lethality on a dagger, just stick a pressure point and a finishing touch, it will just rip them to bits. So definitely choose your melee weapon with some care, but the suggestions I would put forward would be the Jack tag with finishing touch. Absolutely brilliant, as you can see in the video, and also the Dark Dagger, which does radiation damage, which is even more well suited to Grineer style enemies. So Dark Dagger, radiation damage that it already has on, with Covert Lethality, it just rips anything apart. Absolutely anything. It is a great addition to your arsenal. That is my weapon suggestions forward for that. Artemis Bow, on the other hand, does require you to take more consideration into your primary, which is odd for a frame to have such need, let's say, for a weapon synergy. So for my primary weapons, for that, it's going to have to be a bow. It's going to have to be one of three bows: the Dread, the Paris Prime, or the Rakta Sonos. They are the strongest bows in the game by far, and they do considerable amounts of damage, red crits even for some of them, and that is what affects your Artemis Bow. It is your primary weapon. Your primary weapon will be affected by mods like Serration, Split Chamber, Point Strike, Vital Sense, and Punch Through mods as well, which is great. You can use other weapons, but just take note of your mods that you have on that primary weapon. They will affect the overall damage, but the bows themselves, bow mods and rifle mods, will affect Artemis Bow. You'll need to read your mods. You'll need to see what you are putting on there and then go, how will it affect my Artemis Bow? That is my only advice to you, which makes those three bows, one of those three bows, an excellent choice, especially for new players, because you can get the Paris Prime relatively easy from the Void, and of course the Dread if Stalker comes knocking. So let's go on to Ivara herself. I am talking too much. Right then guys, as for Ivara herself, you can obtain Ivara by doing spy missions, varying difficulties of spy missions. So from level 1 to 10, from 11 to 20, and from 21 to 30, individual parts of Ivara will drop, but you must complete all three hacks to be able to get a part. They aren't a guaranteed drop, but I think they have tweaked the drop rate because people seem to be farming it more effectively now. So that is how to obtain her. Let's talk about her as a frame overall. When she was released, her new style of play, a new style of play was implemented into the game in the form of her trick arrows. Ivara sports 4 trick arrows. Unfortunately, and people may hate me for this, they may not, but I have to say it, guys, two of the arrows are absolutely useless. The noise arrow and the dash wire arrow are pretty useless, especially since parkour is so effective. You can traverse great distances already with the new parkour, and let's be honest, you don't really want to distract enemies when you can outright kill them as Ivara. You could stick them to sleep. Why would I need to distract them if I can put them to sleep? I feel like the arrow itself could have been changed. Maybe a damaging arrow. I don't know. I don't know how they could have done it. But the main two arrows that people will want to keep in mind when using the builds I'm going to show you is the cloak and sleep arrow. Both are great. Both are affected by power range and duration. The sleep arrow, of course, is what we're going to cover here. It sets up enemies for finisher damage, which is well suited for the melee weapons you saw above, or before should I say. Ivara's prowl ability, which is her third ability, is great. It puts you into a permanent stealth. However, the permanent stealth is a drain ability, and you cannot sprint or bullet jump whilst in this form, as you will break your stealth. And that goes for if you fire a weapon that is noisy / alarming. Make sure you take a stealth weapon, which again brings me back to the bows, or a crossbow like the Juge. Both of them have great damage output, both of them silent, both of them won't break stealth, so you have that survivability factor. However, in the stealth form you can roll. You are allowed to roll. So roll around the map if you don't want to break stealth to keep yourself, keep yourself hidden. But onto the builds themselves, guys. As you can see, my first build is the one I primarily use. It's a very well balanced build, everything positive, not maximum range. I don't want maximum range with this because I can shoot from far away, and I'm most of the time in stealth as well. But the interpretation is there, guys. Switch the mods around and see how they suit you. I did keep quick thinking on. I am guilty of that solely because I don't trust myself not to be murdered in this game. I never trust myself not to be murdered. But on to the second build. The second build, I go for more extreme range. Still not maxed out. The cap for max range is 250. You can switch out power drift for cunning drift if you want to obtain that maximum range, which is mainly for the sleep, so I can get a wide arc of sleep on enemies. So bear that one in mind as well. Energy siphon and corrosive projection. Again, your interpretation of them. If you're going for covert lethality or finisher damage, definitely go energy siphon. May as well. Or corrosive projection if you want to damage them at higher levels. But as you saw in the video, I am pretty much one-shotting level 135 bombards. Pretty easy killings there, guys. Pretty easy pickings, let's say. Right, on to the budget build. The budget build is a new addition for anyone who is just watching this video for the first time. The budget builds themselves allow you to not focus on having corrupted mods, which are blind rage, transient fortitude, overextended. This is for mods that you will no doubt pick up without having to do Orokin Derelict Vaults or the Moon Drift mods. But here you go, Energy Siphon, Corrosive Projection, whichever one you suited towards. I went for Rush for the increased in speed because she is a pretty agile frame to begin with. Intensify Continuity, Streamline Flow, Quick Thinking, Redirection, Stretch, and Fortitude. Fortitude gives you 20% resistant to knockdown chance, which with a squishy frame is always a good thing, but it also gives you, I believe, a 80% shield recharge rate, which is great, especially if you're getting hammered a bit, you've run out of stealth, came out of stealth and been hit, go straight back into stealth, your shield will regen rather quickly, so just bear that in mind, guys. Apart from that, that is all I'm going to cover today on Ivara. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. It is my first video after about a week or so. The weapon suggestions are in there. If you have any other weapon suggestions that you want to share with the Tenno, guys, pop a comment in this section below. Let us know what weapons you are running, melee and primary. And if you have an extra build you want to share with someone, post it in the comments below. Apart from that, Have a great day, guys, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye bye.